How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are coming off of a very unexpected break last week, and I am just hoping that Horikoshi is feeling better. But we are back, and we are on manga chapter number 326, entitled, Who Are You, Really?
The embers inside of me have been snuffed out. The mighty symbol of peace is no more.
You faker! Watch your words. I will never accept that this kind of man could become number one. I'll show you. I'll make you understand. You phony hero. All Might is worthy!
Now, I am very curious to see what this title means for the events of this chapter, but I am just hoping that we will be continuing with All Might. Because coming off of last chapter, we came to the conclusion of Class 1A's fight to get Deku back into UA. We saw the crowd finally accepting Deku, as well as seeing this new bond beginning to form between our heroes and citizens as they move forward. But as that happens, we end the chapter off with seeing All Might, who is looking very depressed, and we see him turning around and walking away from UA. So going into this chapter, I'm hoping that we stay with All Might, see where he is going, and hopefully see how he's internalizing everything, because I bet you he is asking himself the question in the title, who am I really now that I am no longer the symbol of peace? So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 326.
Do you know what I love most about this? Any rising crime moving forward is due to you concealing your faceless strength. And now you won't be able to save anyone. You've been relegated to the sidelines, doomed to watch society fall apart as villains flourish because of your own arrogance.
And on the first page, it looks like we are in fact continuing with All Might. And we can see him within Hercules as he is driving down Japan's streets in the pouring rain. Where are you off to now? I'm checking in on the hero-hating groups who refuse to join a shelter, Ectoplasm. Okay, so he at least talked with Ectoplasm before he left UA.
Flashback.
But as All Might is driving, he is flashing back to the moments when he made the promise to Deku and his mom at Central Hospital. I know I can't stop you. I'm coming too, whether you like it or not. And then we flash forward to when Deku left All Might behind, and All Might was trying to reach towards Deku's hand, but was unable to stop him.
End of flashback.
Then we come out of the flashback to see All Might standing in communal ward as he is staring down at Deku's mask lying at his feet.
Will you allow me to devote myself to young Izuku? Together we will go beyond. I will lift him up. And I will protect your son, even if it costs me my life. I promise. To everyone else, I'm a weakling now. Someone who needs to be protected. The embers inside of me have been snuffed out. The mighty symbol of peace is no more.
All Might just feels helpless in this situation. He is not the same hero he was a few months back when he stopped All For One in this exact spot. He is a shadow of his former self, and he is just watching helplessly as Hero Society crumbles around him, and he is realizing that he is powerless to help Deku moving forward. And we just see All Might proceed to pick up Deku's mask off of the ground, and we see him turning to look towards the All Might statue, which has that sign, I am not here. You couldn't do anything for your disciple when he was hurting. And now we have All Might thinking back to his conversation with Aizawa. You can live. You can be here. For a lot of people, that's all the push they need. And then we have a zoomed in shot focusing in on that I am not here sign as All Might says, at this point, you're only getting in the way, All Might. And we just see Toshinori spin around, getting ready to leave Communal Ward. But then someone saying, ah.
And here we go. You faker! Watch your words. I will never accept that this kind of man could become number one.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait! Everybody calm down!
No!
I'm back, bitches!
Stain is here! No way! No way! No! Hero Killer Stain has arrived on scene. Finally! Let's go! I was not expecting this at all coming into this chapter, but this right here has me hyped because this means we are about to be diving into the long-awaited conversation between All Might and Stain. These two have now come face to face. Let's go.
I'll show you.
And Stain just came out of nowhere right here. We see him perched up on top of Todoroki's ice as he's just pointing his sword towards All Might right here. What vile blasphemy against a great hero. Take it back, you witless fool.
You've much yet to
Hero
learn.
Killer Stain. And look at All Might right here. He's not fazed in the slightest. Despite being powerless, he is showing no fear in the presence of the hero killer.
If you call yourself a hero, you should choose your last words with care.
Okay.
You never crossed my path back when I was still on the job. Our face-to-face meeting got delayed, but I never imagined we'd meet like this. Explain yourself. Sure. You missed a lot while you were locked up. You see, I am All Might. In the flesh. Not that you'd know it looking at me. Wait, does Stain not realize that this is All Might standing before him?
Yes, but actually no.
You think he would, considering he eavesdropped on Deku and All Might's conversation a few chapters back.
I can see the future!
But going off of what All Might is saying, Stain got locked up before All Might's secret became public. So maybe he actually doesn't realize that this is All Might standing before him.
Liar!
Wrong. You're not All Might. Yup, he's denying it. He does not believe that the man standing before him is the symbol of peace. I can't blame you for doubting. And to give the proof that Stain needs, we see All Might buff up to his muscular form and then immediately revert back and proceeds to cough up some blood. So, gonna kill me? Or no? You're not All Might. You shall.
are a faker.
Just look at that face on Stain right here. He is in complete denial right now. He cannot believe that this man standing before him is in fact All Might.
You're not him! You're a fake! An imposter!
I assure you that I am all.
Impossible!
But I do wonder if this is just Stain in denial, or if he is aware that this is All Might, but realizes he's not acting like All Might.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
He is a shell of his former self, and Stain is calling him out for it by saying, I can see the man, but right now in this moment, you are not All Might. And Stain is saying all of this as he is pushing his sword closer into All Might's neck. Here, upon hero holy ground, you dare to falsely claim the mantle of hero? Who are you, really? And there's the title of the chapter. Roll credits.
He said it! He said it!
Why presume to call yourself a hero? Speak. Falsely claim? Fair enough. My whole life, I felt spurred to action. I couldn't sit back and accept it when the madness kept taking from people, when their daily lives were stolen away so senselessly. Powerless though I was, I refused to sit on the sidelines. I had to make the world a better place somehow.
I thought that this country needed a hero who could inspire them, so I ran toward that goal at full speed. I wanted to be a light that was a beacon of hope, as well as a warning. I swore that that's what I would become, and I never looked back.
And just like with Deku, we can see the young, quirkless Toshinori running into action, running towards his dream and goal of becoming a symbol of peace for Hero Society, and nothing was going to stop him in pursuit of that goal. And I love the fact that this panel shot of young Toshinori running is very similar to Deku running in to save Bakugo all the way back in Chapter 1.
Identical.
That is awesome to see. But as All Might is saying this, we get a shot of Stain squinting his eyes as he is staring down at All Might. But All Might just continues to say, "But I've run my course now." And this is the end result. And it's showing us a destroyed city landscape right here. Hero Society is crumbling down to the ground, all because All Might, the symbol of peace, is no more. I'd give my life in an instant to protect my disciple, but I couldn't bring myself to tell him to take time for himself. And it is showing us the double-page spread from last chapter, the moment when the crowd surrounded Deku and his classmates and accepted him to stay at the school. It's hard to explain, but I feel as if I'm the only one who's become more and more distant from heroes, from heroism.
Pathetic.
Yo! What is Stain doing right here? We can see Stain lunging towards All Might right now, and it looks like he's getting ready to grab him, as well as swing his sword.
I'll show you. I'll make you understand. You phony hero.
Get over here!
And we see Stain dragging All Might behind a piece of Todoroki's ice. They're hiding right now. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than Stain attacking All Might right here. Because if you look back towards the statue, you can see someone with an umbrella approaching the monument. What's this? From the start, I haven't felt real bloodlust from him. A warm embrace? I don't know if we're pals on that level yet.
Bad touch! Bad touch! Stranger danger!
And All Might can crack a joke in this moment. Very nice. Ideal timing. Behold.
Look!
And you can see Stain grabbing All Might by his head, and he's forcing him to look from behind the ice. They did it again? Ugh. Well, until they get the message.
Hey!
Yo. And we see a woman trying to sneak her way towards the statue, and she is taking down the "I am not here" sign. Don't tell me Stain is trying to show All Might that there are still people that believe in the heroes, as well as what All Might represented as the symbol of peace.
Yep.
That's awesome if that's what Stain is doing. But who is this woman, and what's her quirk? We can see her creating what looks like mochi balls to stand on top of so she can take the sign off of the statue. And All Might is just watching in shock as she does this. Every day, she purges the blasphemy erected by the hero detractors. She likely travels from a nearby shelter and causes no small inconvenience to those in charge. Risking her life out here? And for nothing? Why on earth would she? Why? That woman was the last person All Might saved. Yo!
Not everyone's so fast!
First to go will be your self-respect and ridiculous public image. Show the world how pitiful you really are. Symbol of peace.
Don't lose. Keep going. All Might! We need you!
Come on, All Might!
Fear not. Yes. The hero has so much to protect in this world. Which is why
I will defeat you!
This right here is beautiful, Horikoshi. So this is the same woman that All Might protected back during his fight against All for One. She has been coming back day after day after day, taking down the I am not here sign, and we can see her just muttering to herself as she is cleaning off the All Might statue. She is not going to allow these hero detractors to defile the statue of the hero that saved and protected her life. And getting these flashback shots just makes this even more powerful. I honestly was not expecting to ever see this woman pop up in the series again, but damn, Horikoshi, this right here is an amazing callback to give All Might in this moment.
Look!
And just look at All Might's face right here. Realizing who this woman now is, he's just looking on in shock and awe as she is cleaning up his statue. And then we just see Stain grabbing All Might by his head and continuing to scream into his face. In the worst of times, All Might would maintain that grin and devote every fiber of his being to the people. It had nothing to do with powers or quirks. The man we knew as All Might could not live his life any other way. He carved those ideals into his very soul and was lauded for it. Who are you to presume to know the first thing about All Might? No, look upon that woman. And he grabs a hold of All Might's head and turns it so he can look at her yet again. The end result, you say? His influence lives on. The flickering ember he left behind is nurtured by those select few who succumb neither to chilling rain nor howling wind, until the ember grows anew into a roaring blaze.
The torch I passed on to you is but a small flame right now. In time, it will be kindled until you wield a raging inferno. The more powerful you become, the more you'll outshine me. Eventually, I'll retire, my job complete.
Now, it's your turn.
Yo, Stain right now is spitting nothing but facts to All Might and trying to make him realize that the symbol of peace that he was inspired so many people. And you can see that with this amazing panel shot with the woman cleaning off the All Might statue in the middle, seeing her surrounded by all of Class 1A. The flickering embers that All Might has left behind has been inherited by each student in the class, and they will be working together to grow those embers into the roaring blaze as they move forward. The people must not let that fire die out. No matter how undignified the struggle, they must stoke the flame so long as they draw breath.
Hey, listen!
Yo, and we can see the woman muttering to herself, I'm doing my best. You too, okay? She is saying that directly to the All Might statue right here. She is trying to remain positive despite everything going on within Hero Society, and is basically telling All Might to do the same. But unbeknownst to her, All Might is watching her in this moment, and everything she is saying and doing is bringing All Might to tears.
Thank you so much. I'm forever grateful.
A hero can only claim that title as long as his soul burns fiercely in service of others. However, say a god has fallen, prostrate upon the earth, and his divine soul has turned feeble and mortal.
You what?
What? You saw that? All this time you've been...
Called it.
And he just confirmed to All Might that Stain knew who he was the entire time.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
But he also just let it slip that he was present when Deku left All Might behind, because back in that moment, Stain witnessed his god All Might become mortal when he fell down to his knees chasing after Deku. What? You saw that? All this time you've been... No, I don't presume to know you, but if you are a true hero, make use of this information from my time in Tartarus. And it looks like Stain is leaving some valuable information for All Might right now. We see him just throwing his knife and sticking some piece of paper to the ground. What information did he just give All Might? What did he overhear when he was locked up in Tartarus? I am very curious to find out. Then come for the life of Stain, the man who murdered 40 heroes.
The person responsible had apparently already killed 17 heroes in the past and hurt 23 so badly that they were beyond recovery.
You a genius.
The elusive hero killer. His villain name? Stain.
The only one with permission to kill me. All Might is worthy.
And Stain still has that end goal for All Might to kill him in the end. All for the sake of fixing this society. And as Stain leaves All Might here, you just see the tears streaming down All Might's face. But then we see the woman beginning to look up at the sky, and she says, "Oh, the rain's letting up." And we just see the fist held high from the All Might statue as the clouds begin to disperse. That right there is the ending of the chapter. Next chapter hits September 26th.
I'll keep on living. I won't let them end me. The future that's been foretold will not come to pass. That's what I have resolved.
Thank you so much. I'm forever grateful.
Everything that I do is to create a stronger society. All Might is worthy.
Yo, this right here was an absolutely amazing chapter and a very pleasant surprise because I honestly was not expecting it to go the way that it did, but I am happy with everything that we got. The long-awaited conversation between Stain and All Might finally happened, and I loved everything that we got with Stain because right away he knew he was confronting All Might, but realized that he was not acting as All Might should. So he tried to reignite the embers of the hero within Toshinori, and it seems like he was successful within this chapter. But the one thing that I absolutely loved was bringing back the woman that All Might saved during his fight against All for One, because in an indirect way, through her actions, she saved Toshinori Yagi in this moment, and we've kind of come full circle with these two. Loved all of that. But now as we move forward with the ending of the chapter, where do we go from here now that it seems that the rain is stopping? Does All Might go back to UA? Is he going to have a conversation with Deku? And what is the information that Stain left for All Might? I got a lot of questions, and I'm still worried for All Might moving forward, but I am very excited to see where we go from here. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 326 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter. And were you guys expecting Stain to pop up in this chapter? And what do you guys think of the conversation that we had between these two? And what is the information that Stain left for All Might at the very end of the chapter? And where do we go from here? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, we have chapter 327 of My Hero Academia. I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond, plus Ultra!